Look on the screen. Look on the screen. Jaris and Jarkese. Oh my gosh. Anger. Stupidity. Self-hatred. TT, stop shooting, stop killing before you go to jail. If you in prison, your life it'll be full of hell. That's all I got. Okay. I can't, I just don't get it. Seriously. I don't get it. They throw their lives away and all this beef over what? What do you run? It's always some nonsense, some street crap. You wonder why, and I hate to say it, we're our own worst enemy. You can agree to disagree. It's a neighbor that I have that I don't like the guy. I just don't like him. I just don't. I see that fool and I just keep it moving. I don't like the guy. We have a difference. When he first moved in, I don't like the guy. But we're adults. So what do? See each other, good morning, leave it at that, and keep it moving. You understand? In the real world, you're not going to like everybody. And it blows my mind how you hear about, they had some beef. And sometimes it's we don't know what this is all about. They didn't go into detail. I'm sure as a trial it's commenced, I'm sure we'll get more details later. But this is how you handle conflict resolution. You don't know how to handle things. So pull out your gun. And it blows my mind. Everybody knows you get caught with a crime. You go to jail. We all know what happens in there. You're not going to have your gun, son. Are they that stupid? It's like they'll beeline it to the prison. Is there something in there that you like? I'm starting to wonder. Something just grabbing at you. You just got to get up in there. Got to get up in there. Stupid. I can see someone and just keep it moving. There are people that, you can work on a project or agree to do a business deal. It's not about liking the person. It's about, hey, let's do business. Why? So we can go ahead and make some money. People say, it's always about some money. Well, I tell you what, get without it and see what happens. A lot of people right now are being evicted because they don't have any money. And it's sad. It's really sad. So, and I want to, wow. Speaking of that, I got to do a video. I've got to do this today because the past 2 days have been quite interesting what's happening with people's lives. So I'm like, wow, people don't want to listen. I got to, you know what? I'm going to get this done before I got to get this video done today. I beg of you to please listen to it because it could happen to you and just had to break the news to somebody else today. Here's what's getting ready to happen. Why? I'm a licensed broker and I've seen this before. And that's why I made my decision. So, yes, I got to get that done today. Just please listen to the video because it could happen to you. You're trying to help people. I'm sorry. It's just not worth it. Okay, so it can turn into a tragedy, which someone had a tragedy. Let's just say the tragedy has been made known to me. And I can tell you now, the tragedy is coming. Lawyer up. Or you don't have any money, you're screwed. You're so screwed. And that's just, it is what it is. There's no way around it. But why the person don't want to listen? Gotcha. So anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. Back to JJ, Jarkese, and Jaris. Let's go ahead and get to the clip. You can see what happened. And this is, the sad thing is, this is every day in the hood. This is what happens every day in the hood. And this right here is why the prison is full of men that look like this. Sure, there are some men that are innocent and I wish we could just get them all out. They've been convicted of crimes wrongfully. But here's the deal though. People are fighting for this as criminal justice reform. This on the screen, if you could just stop committing crimes, maybe you could get some help. But people sometimes turn a black eye on it because guess what? I turn a blind eye because guess what? You look on the screen, a lot of people like this here are committing crimes. So if you've been a victim or you're aware of these things that's happening, you're not worried about any reform. You're like, you know what? So many are doing this. You just want to keep it away from you. You're not trying to get involved in that. So this right here, uh, it's just sad. Another day in the BC. Fair use. Check it out.
Well, on a hot August afternoon, drivers on Interstate 4 watched in shock and horror as a 17-year-old passenger in one car was shot and killed by the driver of another car. Now the two young men accused of murder are on trial.
And as Fox's Gloria Gomez explains, the prosecution's star witness could make or break this case.
It started as a beef between a 17-year-old and two brothers that spilled onto Interstate 4 last summer.
This guy just shot at his car and shot at a car.
Prosecutors say Jaris and Jarkese Youngblood spotted the victim, Tazion Levinson, riding in a dark-colored Nissan sedan on the interstate, and one brother pulled out a gun and started shooting.
The testimony will show that Jaris Youngblood pulled the trigger, firing the fatal shot, and Jarkese Youngblood positioned the car he was driving next to the Nissan so his brother could fire off that fatal shot.
Now 1 year later, both brothers are on trial for murder. This woman was driving nearby when it happened.
There were 2 rounds of shot. The first one was just like 3 pops. The second time it was 4 to 5 pops.
Yet the defense points out the state's only eyewitness, who was riding with the victim that day, at first lied to police about it.
On the day this occurred, the day his best friend was killed, who was there, said, I don't know who did this. I wasn't even paying attention.
And Jaris Youngblood's attorney arguing her client wasn't even in the car that day.
Yeah, right.
And there's no evidence he was.
I have the privilege of representing an innocent client.
No, he's not.
And at the end, I'm going to ask that you find him not guilty.
A lot for a jury to consider. Gloria Gomez, Fox 13 News.
So, a life lost. A life lost. Keep in mind, she said at first, the driver of the car lied to the police at first. Okay, so I want to know what did he say once they put that pressure on him, because we know how it goes. Sometimes, it could be fear or they're going to come after me, but we know how it goes. They'll say one thing, the police start doing more investigative work, and then they're like, hey, look at this here come up, they talk to you again, and then you break it down. So I'm not, the at first, I don't know if they're guilty or innocent. We will find out. But again, this is Blackistan. This is Blackistan. And they've got these 2 brothers on trial. They're saying one drove the vehicle and one did the shot. And here's the thing. Not surprising. This happens every day. Whatever the issue was it worth it? What if they're found guilty? What if they're found guilty? What if they're found innocent, reasonable doubt by one person? And what if they're found innocent and they did do it? A lot of what is behind it. If that's the case, don't be surprised, because sometimes people, just speaking in general, I don't know these 2, I don't know if they're guilt or innocence. But I would just say in general, I've seen a case where one person was found innocent and he was getting off. So you would think, wow, they got you in the shooting, but somehow he got off. Okay, you would think, well, this right here should be a life changer where you should realize, okay, I shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't do this. He got away with it. They got the other guy, but they didn't get both. So what ended up happening was, he was let off free. He would think, oh my God, I was hanging out with these guys. This happened. One of them got pinned for the murder. I didn't. Oh no. You know what he thought? I guess he thought he had a halo. The justice system was just, he was smart to manipulate it. So you would think, okay, go on with your life, avoid this activity, try to do something different. Okay, your other friend got what, 20 years? Oh, no. He thought it was slick. Out there in those streets, acting a fool again. Guess what? Caught up in a murder again. Went to trial again. This time found guilty. Didn't have the sense of say, okay, you know what? I gotta make a change. And that's how they got him. Is like, hey, he was associated with another murder. He was associated with it. This guy was. And so they got the friend, but they didn't get him. So you would think, okay, that would be your ticket to say, hey, I'm gonna start my life over. No. He kept on doing. He went ahead and set up a robbery. And since he the one that set up the robbery, and someone was murdered, the person resisted, it becomes felony murder, and then next thing you know, he was locked up. Too stupid to live. Cannot make calculated decisions. Don't even have common sense. So quite often that happens. So these two here, if they did it, which I don't know if they did it, I hope justice prevails and is served. If they didn't do it, a different story. And look how they try to. And now here, I'm just gonna, before I end the video, what's this? Was he trying to do Bantu? I mean, y'all can tell me. I'm sorry, it just kind of stuck out. I was like, was he trying to go some bangs and then put the Bantu knots in? Huh. I don't know, you tell me. And I see we got the tattoo necklace on. Okay. I don't know if he got one too, but yeah, I was kind of understanding this hairstyle. I said maybe I got it wrong. I'm like, maybe this is Bantu gone wrong. I don't know, the Bantu knots and with some little bangs that he was going to put together with. I don't know. I just find it interesting. Anyway, but this here, another life is lost. And these two are the accused. They're on trial. If they did this, how did it get this way? What kind of home did they come from? If the parents did the best that they could and they chose wrong, that's on them. I cannot imagine being a parent of, this is how I see it, to think that this comes from you. This is your child. To do something like this here, I would disown them. So another life lost, a 17-year-old kid riding in a vehicle. And so if there's a difference of opinion, this is what happens. 17. If they're both found guilty, the two brothers, we have one on the ground and two in jail. Just losing all around. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share. I'm out. People, stay safe. Ladies, avoid the dust. Because at the end of the day, when you have a child with a dusty or dust mite, it's all on you. And you could be working. I've heard some of these mothers are working real hard, trying to support their kids and families. And you want to say, stay in. They're not going to stay in. They're going to be out there in those streets. And if you don't have a tight ring or a family unit, someone to help, Dusty, all I can say, Dusty Sr. produces Dusty Jr. I'm out.